Hey, what is up, mortals? This is TheLuckyDerp here, and welcome to the 6th part of What If Orochimaru Never Attacked the Leaf Village. Just wanted to greet you guys by saying, sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. And so we begin. The Hokage took his pipe out of his mouth and cleared his throat, attracting the attention of the entire arena that had been waiting on his announcement on the exam results. He looked down into the stand to see that most of the competitors had joined their teams in the stand. Lee hobbled on his crutches to his seat, being stopped by random attendants every few feet as they asked to shake his hand and congratulate him. While trying his best to stay humble, Lee still couldn't help but enjoy the recognition from all of his hard work. The 3 sand genin were still missing after they hailed Gaara away in a hurry after he was injured, and Neji and Naruto were still in the medical wing. Still, the announcement needed to happen soon. Citizens and visitors, ninja and civilians, enthusiasts and newcomers, this is the moment that the competitors have been waiting for. I will now read aloud the judge's assessment of each ninja, whether they will be promoted, and their reasoning behind their decision. An aide delivered an envelope to the Hokage and bowed politely. The Hokage gave a slight head nod to the aide and then opened the results. Shikamaru Nara. Compared to some of the showings seen today, Shikamaru's skill in ninjutsu and taijutsu are lacking. His shadow manipulation, while useful, is not a direct attack. It requires preparation and can be avoided by simply attacking from a long range. Shikamaru is also very lazy, which is a terrible trait for a ninja upon whom lives may depend. However, Shikamaru is a genius at the highest degree. A weapon is not judged by its size, rather it is judged by the ease by which it will find its mark. Shikamaru can be depended on to lead and to always find his mark, which are both extremely valuable and rare traits. Therefore, Shikamaru Nara has been granted the rank of Chunin. The crowd applauded and Shikamaru looked stunned as he was hugged by Ino and Choji at the same time. Asuma applauded and even gave a standing ovation. Naruto Uzumaki. The sheer mental and physical stamina shown by Naruto today has been a sight to behold. Truly, his potential speaks for itself. It is skilled in the Shadow Clone Jutsu, a jutsu that is a Jonin rank, as well as summonings. Unfortunately, Naruto has been shown a brazen impulsiveness and a lack of maturity in these exams. His decision-making has not been at a Chunin level, and he has only bailed out due to his strength. This will not help him when his opponent is stronger than him, and when he must lead a team of shinobi that are weaker than him. For these reasons, Naruto will not be granted the rank of Chunin. Some murmurs spread throughout the crowd. They couldn't understand how the genin who performed that summoning could be anything less than Jonin. As Sakura turned to Sasuke to say something, she realized that he was purposely looking down, trying not to outwardly react to the results. Hinata Hyuga. Hinata's gentle fist is quite powerful as a taijutsu weapon. In fact, it is the reason why some believe the Hyuga clan can be the strongest in the Leaf. Her Byakugan is quite useful as well, as in missions it can be used for recon and for defensive surveillance. However, she simply does not have any showings that her assets are on Chunin level. In addition, her timid nature is a weakness that can be overcome before she is allowed to lead a team, as a split-second hesitation could be a difference between life and death. For these reasons, Hinata Hyuga will not be granted the rank of Chunin. Rock Lee. Before the Hokage could finish, the crowd erupted into cheers and chants for Rock Lee's name. As he waited for the crowd to die down, he saw Rock Lee stand and hobble to the railing before giving a signature wink and thumbs up with a gleaming smile, which only caused the crowd to cheer louder. Ahem. Rock Lee has shown some of the best taijutsu that we have seen in our entire lives. Although he is not able to wield superhuman ninjutsu, he himself seems to be superhuman. However, Rock Lee must injure himself to reach these heights. His techniques cannot be relied upon to fight high-level opponents one after another, because he would injure himself after every fight. Although this is possibly the closest decision, Rock Lee will not be granted the rank of Chunin. The crowd immediately expressed their outrage by throwing trash into the arena and booing. Lee seems disappointed, but he cared more about the crowd being disrespectful to the Hokage, so he spoke up to address the crowd. "It's okay, everyone!" The crowd hushed and looked at him. "This just means you will get to watch me at the next Chunin exams!" He shouted, throwing another thumbs up and grinning again. The crowd's energy turned on a dime as they went back to cheering again. The Hokage rolled his eyes and moved on. Neji has proven that he is strong of body and of mind, that he is dependable in a fight, and as a leader, that he would make his village proud. Therefore, Neji Hyuga has been granted the rank of Chunin. The Rain and the Sands Judge have refused to comment, but they have denied the rank of Chunin to both Gaara and Chigure. Lastly, Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke looked up and paid full attention to the Hokage, with his chin leaned against his interlocked hands. If he was honest with himself, he would admit that he was nervous, and that part of him cared about what the others thought of him, especially because of the stories of his older brother passing his exam much younger than Sasuke is now. If he ever hoped to surpass and defeat Itachi, he would need to pass his exam. We have stated that winning the tournament does not guarantee promotion, nor does failure preclude it. But Sasuke's demonstration of his skill, intelligence, and power have allowed him to win a very stacked tournament against extremely skilled young shinobi, with minimal damage and fatigue. We have not seen such a display of the exams in nearly 10 years. For this reason, Sasuke Uchiha has been granted the rank of Chunin. Sakura jumped to her feet and cheered with the crowd's applaud. Kakashi applauded and said a simple, "Well done, Sasuke," before noticing that Sasuke hadn't moved and was clenching his hands together forcefully. It was then that Kakashi realized who they were speaking of when they said 10 years. It was Sasuke's older brother, who passed the exam at the age of 10. No wonder Sasuke was upset. Even now, Sasuke forcibly stood and stomped away out of the arena. Sakura and Kakashi decided to let him go in peace, and instead visited Naruto in the medical wing of the arena. Upon walk-in, they were surprised to see him sitting up in his bed, smiling with a bandage on his face and large wraps of gauze around his chest. Furthermore, they saw a large older man with white hair turn to see them. "Hello, Kakashi. It's been a while. Jiraiya-sensei. I hope you've been well. And Naruto, have they told you yet?" Naruto scratched the back of his head and shrugged. "Yeah, I saw on the screen. But I'm kind of okay with it. You know, did you see how impressed everyone was? The judge had a bunch of good stuff to say about me. And Shikamaru passed? That's awesome." Sakura couldn't help but giggle at Naruto. He was still the same, even after almost dying. Then it clicked that this man was one of the Sannin that Kakashi told her about earlier. "Excuse me, Jiraiya? Do you know where Tsunade is? The strong Sannin, I mean? I want to train under her," she said nervously. Kakashi looked surprised at the question, and Naruto looked confused as to who this was and how Sakura knew about either of them. Jiraiya thought for a second and erupted in laughter. "I have no idea where she would be, but she's not in the position where she wants to train anyone. And I don't feel like getting on her bad side by sending a student." "And don't you have missions to do or something?" Sakura looked at Kakashi, who sighed before speaking. "No, after the Chunin exams they're allowed to take a break for a few weeks. But she couldn't just go looking for someone that she hasn't seen and expect to get anywhere." "We can bring her there," Naruto chimed in. "Come on, Kakashi's all busy teaching Sasuke stuff and you're teaching me, but Sakura doesn't have a special sensei. Please, Pervy Sage?" Jiraiya scowled at the nickname, but looking at Naruto and then at Sakura, and then back at Naruto. It seemed like Naruto was crushing on this girl, and he might train harder out of eagerness to impress her. "Oh, okay. I suppose it's been a while since I've seen my dear friend. But don't think this detour means you won't have work while you're with me. If anything, you're training on the road twice as hard as usual." Naruto nodded with his head quickly in approval. Later that night, Team Asuma celebrated Shikamaru's win by going out for barbecue. The shinobi and visitors from other villages left, and Neji, upon leaving the medical wing, went to find Lee. One section of the forest right outside the village was clearing, where the bark of many of the trees were gone, and the grass has been stomped away by rigorous training. Neji believed that this would be where he would find Lee, and he was correct. But upon approaching him, he saw that Lee was instead sitting atop a large boulder and staring at the stars. Lee looked at the source of the sound of footsteps and half-heartedly smiled at Neji. "Congratulations on becoming Chunin! Congratulations on becoming Chunin! We all knew you would," he then mumbled. "And we knew I wouldn't." Neji folded his arms. "I've come to say that. Perhaps I was wrong about you. If that was a real fight, you would have killed me." Lee shook his head. "You heard the judges. I'm limited by my body. I cannot train my body to take no damage from the 8 gates. This will always be an issue. In case you forgot, Lee, you were difficult for me to handle before you opened any gates, simply by taking off your weights. I still believe in destiny, but I think I was wrong about your destiny. You weren't given a strong bloodline or a genius mind. You were given the motivation to never quit. Everyone saw it in the crowd. That's why you became something of a celebrity." Neji smirked before Lee leaped onto Neji for a hug and crying, "Get off of me! You may be stronger, but you're still an idiot." "But that was so moving! You're my best friend, Neji!" "Wait, are you still wearing your weights on your broken ankle?" They let me keep it under the cast! Meanwhile, Sasuke sulked in the tree outside the village, not too terribly far away from Lee and Neji. He was disturbed by the sound of a smoke cloud bursting. Whirling around, he saw that it was one of Kakashi's tracking dogs disappearing, leaving Kakashi standing there alone. Kakashi hopped up on the same branch and folded his arms. Well, where have you been? They've given out Neji and Shikamaru's vests, and you're the only one missing. I'm not in the mood. Because of what the judges said? Sasuke scolded and turned his head away. Kakashi took this as yes and looked skyward. Well then, you're tired of being compared to him, and you're feeling inadequate. Sasuke stood angrily. Just what the hell is your point? What are you going to do about it? You can sulk, or you can improve. Sasuke breathed heavily in anger, but let Kakashi continue. When you're able to perform 5 Chidoris in a row, I'll teach you a new technique. No one is training today. We just fought for hours. Kakashi smiled. And you were the only one who didn't go to the ceremony. Since when have you cared what everyone else is doing? 3 Chidoris is your limit now, right? It's time you push past that. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in the story thus far. Hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, we've got a primary channel called We the Celestials. We the Celestials is what we do here already, but their content centered around the crazy world and lore of My Hero Academia. So please check us out over there, if you're feeling in the mood for a roller coaster of quirky content. We also have another relative to our channel, Anime Deep Dive. Anime Deep Dive goes deep into the facts and lore of a wide variety of anime. It's sure to expand your weeb knowledge for all kinds of series guaranteed. I'd like to let you all know, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details will be in the description below. If you're perhaps interested in what we do here at WTC, then I'd like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being we only accept members 16 or older to join our crew. You can find us on our Discord, which you can locate in the description below. Our Discord is an all-around fantastic place to be, whether you're a fan or looking to join our band of misfits. All you gotta do is hit up the recruitment server and sign up for whichever category of work that fulfills your interest. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.